When this
Hey, good evening everybody. Bruce Foster here, Jetski Republic. Not sure if anybody's on. Might be quiet at the moment. Let me see. So, good evening everybody. I'll persevere on. I'll keep going, and if anybody tunes in, they tune in. If not, then they can watch it back later on. Yeah. So, hope everybody's had a good week. My apologies about last week. I was unwell. I had to take a couple of days off work. I just wasn't feeling myself at all. So yeah, we're all right now. But yeah, there's been a few things happening over the past couple of weeks. So don't know what to say, to be honest. It's been a bit bewildering. Would probably be good evening, Dave. Congratulations on your positions over at the New Zealand Nationals, mate. You got, was it 2 firsts and a couple of runners-up positions as well. So well done to you. And a shout out to Bailey as well. Bailey Cunningham went over to New Zealand. He had a couple of runners-up spots in the New Zealand Nationals as well. So congratulations to him as well. Well done. Yeah. So to go back, it's like, yeah. What do we say? It's been a bit of an odd week with everything that's been going on a little bit in the community. There's been a lot of toing and throwing. At the end of the day, riders are going to want to ride. They're parts of groups, various groups. A decision's been made. So that is what it is. Whether it's going to make anything different for the riders themselves, probably not. They'll still go. You'll still do trips. They'll still do rides with other people. So I kind of scratched my head. My only question about the whole thing was, you've given up your identity for something else, which is way too big. But you've lost all identity that you had. That you've built up in a couple of years that you've been gone. And that's the only thing I'm really scratching my head at about, is that it's like, irrespective of who's behind it all, my biggest head scratcher is that. Just purely about why throw away your identity when it was grown anyway. It's not always about being part of something much bigger. You can still function and operate and be successful as yourselves, with your own identity, but it is what it is. Unfortunately, through it all, some people have been burnt. Some people have been burnt through this. People have moved on. People have taken some sides. Unfortunately, that's just the way things are. People are entitled to their opinions, entitled to choose where they want to go, they're entitled to choose who they want to ride the ski with. It'll take a while for people to get their head around all this. Some people won't care. They just, they just see it as a ride, and they just do, various rides anyway. So, I'm not going to dwell on it too much. I think at the end of the day, what's done is done. All I'll say is good luck to you. I think you're probably going to regret doing it, but hey, it's done. It's done now. So that's just my opinion, which doesn't mean a great deal, but yeah, strange one. All right, so let's go quickly to the roundup. Tonight we've got Ben Williams on. He's actually taking on the he runs Boat Coach, which does boating and PWC license. So guys, if you're wanting to get your questions in for Ben, or if you've got a comment you'd like to put in over the course of the show, then feel free. I'll try and give it a shout out, and we'll try and talk about it if we can. And I'll certainly ask the questions if they're for Ben. So let's push on, and we'll go to the roundup and the shout outs. Quick one here. This weekend down in New South Wales, the guys at New South Wales Personal Watercraft Association have got round 6 of their series. Chipping Norton, midnight on Thursday for entries. Okay, midnight Thursday. They don't want late entries again as usual. And hopefully the weather's going to be good for it. So if you get a chance, head on down there and give your support and help them out with holding skis or whatever. Okay, so yeah, get down to that one. That's a good one. Here we go. Queensland, QPWC. We've got QPWC coming up. Schedule has now been finalised. Jamie, Paul, Dave, Peter, the guys on the committee, Tracy. Hats off to you for getting something put together. It must have been a tedious task, I'm sure, but well done, and congratulations for getting something together. So, first round is up at Atkinson's Dam on the 28th of May, Sunday, the 28th of May. Now, Atkinson's Dam, if I remember correctly, you got to go across the Wivenhoe Dam, and it's down that road a little bit, and then you're just heading down to the south of Wivenhoe. So keep your eyes peeled for that one. It would be great if people could give this one their full support, and all the other races that are planned for the it's a long late summer series, as they've called it. So we've got Atkinson's Dam for round 1 and 2, 28th of May and the 18th of June, respectively. Queensland State titles, again at Atkinson's Dam, Saturday and Sundays, 23rd and 24th of July. 22nd, 23rd of July. Somerset Dam for round 3 is a Saturday and Sunday, which will be the 2nd and the 3rd of September. And guys, can people hear me? I don't know if I'm being heard here. Can I get a comment, and if people can hear me? I'm not sure if if the volume's going out. Something's not quite right, and I don't know why. You can hear me, Dave. Thank you. God, I was panicking there because I was getting nothing on the desktop audio. So I wasn't sure if I could be heard properly. So yeah, 2nd, 3rd of September, Somerset down for round 3. Round 4, Bells Beach, Redcliffe, which is Sunday the 24th of September. It's been a while, as the organisers are saying, as the committee said, it's been a while coming. But you can finally make your plans for racing in Queensland. So nice one, well done. Look forward to that, and we'll get down there and give it give it as much support as possible. Same with everybody else. Okay, Rec Ride, guys. I don't know if you've been following any of this. Jet Trek up the New South Wales coastline. I think it was Bateman's. Yeah, there we go. Took off from Bateman's Bay, all the way up to, I think it was to Coffs Harbour. $341,000 they've managed to raise with this event, guys. Well done. I did try and reach out to someone to see if I could get them to come on. I didn't get a response, unfortunately. I was hoping to try and have a chat with them about this and maybe inspire some people to go on it next year. So, yeah, well done, guys. Fantastic effort. Okay, so let me just check over everything before we go on to Ben. A belated shout out, Les Cook, down Queens, Australian, at the Mark Han 300 with Anthony Radit. Managed to win the Mark Han 300 at Lake Havensaw. So well done to him, and well done to Anthony. Great effort. Apparently there was an issue when Anthony started the race, which turned out to be a bit of a fuse issue. Luckily, Les spotted it and managed to get it sorted quickly. He actually fell out of the leadership for a while. He was sitting idle and then managed to get back into the race when the fuse was fixed and managed to win the race altogether. So well done. That's a hell of an effort. Well done. Okay, let's get Ben on and we'll move on from that. Let's see where we are. Let's go. Let's get him up. Just bear with me, people. Oh, and while I'm at it, and all the ladies out there, International Women's Day. Go girls. Okay. Have a happy day, and love and respect to you all. All right, so here's Ben. Let's get him invited in. Let's see where we go. Hope he's ready. Not my luck, he probably won't. Oh, wait a minute. Have we got him? No, not quite. I'm getting too excited. Too excited there. Good evening, Sarah. How are you? I hope that good man of yours is well. Oh, Ben doesn't want to come on. Oh, there we go. There we go. How you doing, mate?
Good. How are you?
Great. I can hear you. Fine. We're all good.
Awesome.
Okay, before we start, I just want to clarify to anybody who watches this. Ben's on purely from an information point of view. I'm not getting paid or any gift or anything like that in relation to this. This is purely for the community's benefit. So just in case anybody thinks I'm getting paid for this or a kickback or something, I'm not. Okay, so if Ben chooses to offer some deal to people, then that's fine. That's up to him. Good evening, sir.
How's it going?
Not bad. Thank you for your time. Listen, you probably scratched your head as to why I actually invited you on.
Mm-hmm.
Normally we get people on who are doing adventures and rides and all kinds of things, racing and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I'm trying to take a bit of a different approach to it this year as well. I'm trying to mix that into it, but I'm also trying to be a bit more community focused or a community minded focus. So,
Right.
so if it's things that are going to help, like we had one of our guests on a couple of weeks ago, and we were talking basically about safety on the water and being being responsible and accountable for your actions. So I think part of that was also like, where can we go from there? So why don't we start from the ground up?
Sure.
So where does it start, and then when from that, where do we go from as we go through our what do we call it, our ride experience, so to speak, from when we want to learn from there. So you're the first step. You're the first step of that. Hopefully, people can get something out of this for tonight. So, my question to you, mate, is what's your background? Tell us a little bit about yourself first.
All right. My background, I'm a high school teacher by degree and still currently practicing in a high school. And I've been doing this licensing thing on the side. But on the water-wise, I have just grown up fishing, started off doing like bass, freshwater type fishing, and then that's progressed into offshore fishing, top water specifically for large pelagic fish. And then I was thinking while I was doing that, I was like, how can I get paid doing what I like plus being an educator? So licensing was the perfect kind of like shoe-in for me. So
it makes sense. Makes sense.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. So I combined, me growing up on the water plus my education background, and I think I.
To be honest with you, Ben, I think a lot of people that I've spoken to through this show have all started off with that growing up on the water experience.
Yes. Yeah. Absolutely.
And I think it's something that's ingrained in your system.
Yeah. Well, I've always lived at least 10 minutes from Moreton Bay. So yeah, being on the water.
I'm a late bloomer to it all. I've only really been jet skiing. I've only taken to getting out on the water since 2013. So I lived in back in Scotland. We lived on what you call the River Tay in Dundee, and I could always see it.
Yeah.
But I had never had any desires or inklings to go in the water there. It was too cold.
Yeah.
And it was just something that never really interested me, and we never saw jet skis at that time either.
Yeah, okay.
So
I feel like jet skis a relatively new popular fad, like even for around where I live.
Well, this is where you kind of come in pretty handy here. So we've found that Stoops, good evening, sir. Pierre, good evening. We found that there's the seasonal skiers. Seasonal jet ski skiers, and there's probably seasonal boaters as well.
Right.
But we're finding out the seasonal boaters are the ones that they create a bit of, I wouldn't say carnage, but they're not always the most responsible, if I could say.
Yeah.
Do you find, is there that kind of thing with boaters as well?
Yeah, I can actually rattle off some statistics for you.
Oh, there we go.
Licensing goes in waves of about 3 months. So like there'll be 3-month period where lots of people are getting licenses, and then there'll be a 3-month period after that where it drops off.
When's that period? When's that period
usually? It actually changes throughout every year. So it's not like summer. It's not summer every year.
Oh, so it's not like it's running into summer or.
No, it's a continuous line that's undulating up and down. So
really? That's interesting.
In winter, it's really interesting. I'm looking at the data that was provided to me from a conference at the Department of Transport not too long ago, and peak times fluctuate on about 3 months, and then in COVID times there was a huge spike in boat licenses. Boat and jet ski licenses, but people were getting boat licenses because I don't know if you remember, you could go out and gather fish.
We had the same thing with the PWC community here as well. There was a lot of boys suddenly strapping the eskies on the back of their skis, right. But they weren't actually fishing. They were just out there making it look like they were.
Yeah, that's absolutely, and then. Yeah, crazy. But now we're seeing a little bit of an equalize, like a bit of a drop off just because of the spike we had during COVID. But yeah, normally it's a 3-month sort of wave. So you don't really get yeah, it's not like everyone thinks like summer is going to be a peak time. Or
No, well, that's what I would have thought. Stoops
yeah.
is actually one of the comments here says he's wondered if it's kind of weather related, but I kind of like if you're saying it fluctuates from through the year, then the weather really I don't think comes into it, really, does it?
No, no,
I
and
wouldn't think.
being in Moreton Bay, like, geez, winter, like during the day, it's what 20 degrees, which is still quite a nice temperature to go out on the
Yeah,
water. And
yeah,
you get more glass out days during winter, so the jet
yep.
skiers, it's you know, prime conditions.
I don't know. Some like it. Like some
Yeah,
like it for a change, but other times they just want to go out and hit the rough stuff.
yeah. Well, you know what? When I use my PWC for personal use, it will be when it's rough, and then I'll just go do some wave
Oh,
jumping.
yep, yep.
Yeah.
Are you part of the any of the wave jumping groups?
No, no, no. I honestly, I don't use it. I don't get enough time to use it for personal
Ben,
use.
be careful. You might get an invite. You might get an invite in the post.
Maybe.
there's people watch. There's people watch this show that will probably invite you. Say, hey Ben, come and join us.
Yeah.
I know
Oh,
there's usually a group outside out the front of the spit,
yeah.
to the left hand side at South Straddy. There's
Yeah.
usually a group of them there every Sunday morning.
Oh, nice.
Usually every Sunday. So, yeah. So you'll be definitely probably get an invite from somebody if they find out that you're doing wave jumping and you're not a member of a group. They'll be signing you up.
Well, good.
So that's a really interesting fact about the stats. But like Stoops again made a point about the super. He's wondering if during COVID people were able to draw money out on their super. So they were probably A, buying skis
Yeah,
or boats.
that's right.
And then because it was really probably the only activity you could actually do during COVID,
That's right.
that's probably why there was a bit of a spike
Yeah.
during COVID. How like obviously through COVID itself,
Hmm.
were you was it bad for you or overall or was it just
Yeah, so for me personally, I actually wasn't operating at that time, but I was doing my training to become a provider, a licensed
okay?
provider.
Yeah.
But I can just tell you some actual data. So boat and PWC registrations for 2020 for the Gold Coast region was 35,000.
For
571.
2020, what was that? Gold
Yeah.
Coast registrations. Is that for
Yeah.
licenses?
But no, this is boat and PWC registration. So how many physical boat and PWCs were registered in the Gold Coast?
Oh, right. Okay, got you. All right.
Yep. Compare that to the year before, where there was only 33,000. So during COVID, another 2,000 extra.
Okay, interesting. And
Yeah.
do those stats cover Brisbane as well?
Believe it or not, it doesn't. It kind of skips Brisbane, but I can tell you Sunshine Coast if you're interested.
Yeah, go for it.
Sunshine Coast in 2020 was 23,471. And then in 2019, it was 21,000. So similar
Again,
sort of.
wow.
Yeah,
That's
2,000.
it's got to be people just wanting to get out on the water because it was the only thing you could do. It's got to
Yeah,
be.
that's right.
And then
And
like's already been mentioned, they were able to pull money out on their super as well. So
yeah.
that was before the COVID tax jumped on the back of new boats and new PWCs. Now they're mega expensive.
That's definitely. And now I wonder actually how many of those people that did it in 2020 are still.
Yeah, I wonder if they've still got them or if they've sold out.
Yeah.
Sold up. There was a lot of changing hands during COVID as far as skis were concerned. There was a lot went up for sale.
Yeah.
But yeah, so interesting. Okay, so from generally with a license, what like at the end of the day, like when I did mine, did mine with a place down at Horizon Shore. Was it Horizon? No, sorry, at the Gold Coast Marina.
Yeah.
I think it was in. God, I can't even remember where it was. It was just at the back of SeaWorld. Not SeaWorld. Wet and Wild. Not Wet and Wild. Dreamworld. That's it. Dreamworld. It was at the back of Dreamworld.
Yeah.
That's where I did mine, and I was $350 at that time.
It was at the
we're talking 10 years ago.
yeah.
So, what's the going rate for it now? That's the boat
Yeah,
and jet
so
ski.
you're opening a bit of a can of worms there. So boat training providers can charge whatever they want. So you'll get some that are still offering in the the $300 range, and then you'll get some that are in the $400 range up to $500. Like myself, I'm the lower sort of 400s. But there has been a bit of a thing going around with the Department of Transport and BTOs about setting a minimum price. So
Why don't they just set a fixed price?
yeah, so that's the issue we are currently facing as BTOs. So some BTOs want a fixed price, and then some obviously don't. The reason being is there's a bit of a correlation between BTOs charging cheaper rates and then not delivering quality training according to our certain guidelines.
Yeah.
But in saying that, that is, you can't really put a price on someone's time. Like someone might value their time less than what I value mine.
Yeah, I get that.
Yeah.
Like I remember there was certain I remember when we did ours, we were kind of weren't spoon fed a lot of the answers, but he basically talked you through it.
Yeah. So
and I know at the end of the day, it's beneficial to have people to pass, but at the end, we've also got to be mindful as well. And I'm not saying that you're doing this, Ben, far from it, but I know I think the conversations that I've had in the past is that some of them must be just saying, "Here, there's your license," kind of thing. There's your paperwork, because they're coming on the water and they're acting like absolute lunatics.
So the Department of Transport is really cracking down on that. So there's like covert audits going on for providers like myself. And so there is like minimum training guidelines for time. This is mainly focused around boat at the moment. And I'm sure once the Department of Transport has sorted out all the boat licenses, they'll move towards PWC.
Yep.
Boat's obviously priority because you need to have a boat license to get a PWC license.
You can't get it without the boat. So
from there, basically, like me personally, I've been audited twice in the last year.
Wow.
Yeah, one was just a standard audit, like, hey, we're going to come audit you on this date, blah, 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 which was awesome. And then the other one was a hidden audit, like where I didn't
just randomly just turned up.
Yeah, they were camped out on like a little, behind a tree with a long lens. And
my God.
They're taking it fully seriously.
It's like as users of our crafts, we're not aware of any of that. We're not aware of how much scrutiny some of the providers and that are put under. So that's interesting to know that they are trying to do something about it all and make it better for everybody.
The reason I bring that up is because when we went to this transport meeting that the Department of Transport hosted for BTOs, they were saying marine incidents now are, if a marine incident occurs, police will investigate where they get their license from, whether it be boat or and then we will have to provide documentation that they completed.
Would that depend on how long that person's had their license?
Yeah, so that is a great point. So there is a bit of a grey area there. So currently, all BTOs have to keep hard copy files for 2 years. Right. So if someone has an incident in their first 2 years of boating or jet skiing, we will have that documentation to provide to police. So the old handing out the license at the pub.
Does that then mean that you get audited again, or is that just
we'll get audited. We'll get audited on our paperwork for that. So again, it's
so it's not quite. So I don't know. How long have you been doing this then, Ben?
Just over a year now. Yeah.
Just over a year.
Yeah.
So you wouldn't. I guess is this only just recently that Transport are trying to crack down on it?
Yeah, literally as I started. So.
Right. So before that, they weren't really doing a great deal about it as such.
No, they didn't have an auditor during COVID. Right. So a lot flew under the radar, and now they've got a really great auditor. He came from Q Ride, and they've just been
right.
Look, there's only 100 I want to say there's 110 boat training providers in Queensland, so it's not hard to go through them all. And that's all the cost.
No, that's true. That's true.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah. 50 of them are in Brisbane, so
Yeah,
yeah.
that's true. Okay.
Yeah.
So who's involved in the family that all goes out riding and jet skiing and boating, whatever? You got the whole family involved?
No, yeah, not anymore. It's mainly just me.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
not
so
fair.
yeah, my brother and my dad used to be really into it, but they've kind of moved on. Dad's into golf and my brother's into riding motorbikes, so I hold down the
Dad,
fort.
brother, that's not good enough. Not good
Yeah,
enough.
oh, it's fine by me. Yeah,
You're welcome to come on our rides.
yeah, yeah.
Okay, all right. You're not married, any kids or that, no?
Soon to be married, but yeah, no
Oh, are
kids.
you? When?
Yeah, I think like in 5 weeks or so.
Oh, congratulations, mate.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Yeah, nice one. Who is she the lucky one, or or is it you that's the lucky one?
It was, yeah,
But remember, it's International Women's Day, so you've got to say, nah, nah, nah. I'm
yeah,
the
yeah,
luck.
sorry.
You've got to say, I'm the lucky one.
That's right. Yeah, sorry. She's probably watching right now. I can hear.
So Ben, if anybody was looking to send someone to you,
Mhm.
whereabout are you located?
I am located in the Redlands. Specifically, I run my courses from Raby Bay, which
Yep,
is Cleveland,
yep,
postcode 4163.
yep,
And you can find me on boatcoachtraining.com.au
yep,
or Instagram boatcoach or
yep.
Facebook boatcoach.
Yeah, guys, he's on Facebook, he's on Instagram. I came across him. That's why I got in touch with you because I saw you and you're local because I live in Thornland. So,
Oh, well,
um,
I'm actually in Birkdale, so
oh, okay, okay,
yeah,
you're not
um,
that far then.
yeah,
So yeah, so do you do most of your training at Raby Bay then? So you just
yeah,
ask
yeah.
everybody, you come up to Raby Bay and you do it there.
That's the only place I'll do it is from Raby Bay. Depending on weather, like if it's a really windy day, we might do the theory at my house or
It does get a bit windy up there.
does, yeah. But practical will always be from Raby Bay.
Yep, yep.
Yeah, which
Nice one.
yeah, it's good. And like on a good day, we'll cruise over to Morton or Peel, if depending on the weather. And
Mate, that doesn't
yeah,
sound like a job. If you're enjoying what you're doing, that's not a job.
well, that's the whole thing. I try to sell it as an experience as well as getting your
It is an
license.
experience. It is an experience
It
for
is, yeah.
anyone, including you.
Yeah, and like sometimes there might be a rod on board, and if we're going to Morton and there's some tuna around, we'll go
Yeah, well,
chasing
there
some.
you go then. There you go. You've been out lately?
Personally, no, but yeah, I did some licenses on Monday, and then obviously Saturdays are pretty much always booked out, so I'm out every Saturday.
All right, okay. Oh, it's keeping you
Yeah,
busy then. That's good.
yeah, yeah, very busy.
So, right, well, hopefully people will look you up. Guys, I would encourage anybody that's watching us to look up Ben at Boat
Yeah,
Coach. If you have any questions, give him a shout. I'm sure he'll help you out.
yeah,
Um,
definitely will.
Ben, I'm going to let you go. You want to say anything before you go? You want to shout out to anybody?
No, I think we're pretty good. Actually, I will say something. If you are looking to get a boat and jet ski license, I will just say definitely uh, do your due diligence with your study, because yeah, BTOs are failing more people in the theory aspect. So if you are one of those people that are wanting to do it, be sure to study. And if you are someone, sorry, with a learning difficulty that might have difficulty reading,
Yep.
please let your boat training provider know early, and then we can avoid any unnecessary failures.
Is there a way to facilitate the assistance for them?
Yeah, definitely is, but yeah, you just need to contact the person you want to do it with.
Yeah.
Some of the bigger corporations won't offer, as personalized learning, but myself being a teacher, I know exactly what I got to do to help someone in that sort of
Good.
situation that
Nice one.
has
Nice one.
something like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Anyone else?
No, I think that's it from me.
Okay, doc.
Yeah.
Ben, thank you for your time, mate.
No worries.
Appreciate you coming on. Interesting stats, and it's interesting Yeah, all those stats I find pretty amazing, pretty
Yeah.
interesting, especially during the spike during COVID.
Yes.
So I thank you for that because I would never have known about that,
No.
and I don't think anybody watching would have known that either.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's really really good to know.
Yeah.
So
No worries. I mean, if you ever want more statistics, I have a whole bunch of notes down here that I can rattle off some interesting ones for people. Uh,
you're a stats man.
yeah. Look, I actually do find some stats
Ben,
interesting.
I'll maybe hit you up, for bits of stats and info and post it up on the page, or even post it up on your own,
Yeah.
just to
Yeah.
let people see it. If you're allowed to do that, I'm assuming you're allowed to do that, are you?
Yeah. You know
It'll
what?
be
I've
in the
never.
that information would normally be in the public domain.
No, this is what I got from the Marine Enforcement team when I went to
Maybe
the.
you maybe better check before you can
Yeah.
release it.
Yeah, I mean, it's nothing. It's nothing. Yeah, that would get anyone in trouble. It's just interesting to know.
Yeah,
Cool
and
stuff, yeah.
sometimes these departments like to keep all these things to themselves. It's only for
Yeah,
your ears, Ben. No one
yeah,
else. Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
All right, Ben. I'll let you
Too
go,
easy.
mate. All right,
Thank
take
you
it
guys.
easy, and we'll catch up again, and we'll hopefully see you out in the water teaching
Definitely.
the next bunch of people.
Yeah, definitely. Thank you so much for having me
All
on.
right. All the best, mate. Take it
Bye.
easy. Thank you. So there we go. Kept it short, just a short one tonight. Quite interesting with the stats, so I really, really appreciate it. I'm kind of a bit of a stats man myself. Stoops, I'm pretty sure he probably does do fishing. He's probably grown up doing it, so he's probably well prepared. If you're not that good at it, hit up Ben and he'll probably take you out. So yeah, give him a shout. Okay, guys, that's pretty much it for tonight. Short week, short show tonight. Sorry, not much else to say. Yeah, pretty much it. Next week we've got who have I got? Lindsay Warner. I've got him scheduled for being our guest next week. Lindsay, for your information, is the gentleman who has recently just completed the circumnavigation of New Zealand, both South and North Island. He did get affected by the cyclone that went through New Zealand and had to stay in port for a couple of days. But once the weather passed, he was able to get back out and complete it. So all going well. He said he'd be good for the 15th. Sorry, pretty sure it was the 15th. I said. So we'll have him on the 15th of March, which is next Wednesday. So Lindsay's your man. We'll have a chat about what he did with his New Zealand ride. I've still got to try and get some pictures and some footage of his little trip. He did his Australian one last year and over the year before, which was affected by COVID. He went so far and then had to stop, couldn't go any further because COVID wouldn't allow him. Then obviously he completed that, and his next mission was New Zealand. When he was on the last show, he did mention he fancied doing New Zealand, and he's pulled it off. So good on him. So he'll be on next week to talk about all that and his experience, share his experiences and his stories with you all. So be sure to tune in for that one. One final mention. Now, Sea-Doo Jake had his recent successful big trip to Morton Island. I think it was nearly 180 skis there, I believe, barbecues, games, whatever. So, well done to Jake and Alan and the rest of the crew for pulling that one off. What Jake's now planned, and what he's provisionally got scheduled, he's put up an event for a trip to Peel Island for those of you that are interested. The 28th, let me just double check the dates. It's not can't be the 28th of March. Let me just double check that. He's got it somewhere. Unless it's April. Oh, I don't know. Ooh. Let me see. Is it the 28th of April? Sure it's the 28th. 2 seconds. Wait a minute, it can't be. Sorry guys, let me just find this date. See if I can figure out where it is. I want to get it accurate because I don't want to give people the wrong info. So I want to make sure people know what's going on. And I'm pretty sure it was the end. Let me just see. Oh, wait a minute. Had it there. There we go. 29th of April is when he's got it. Yeah, 29th of April he's got it scheduled for. It is a while away, but put it in your diary. It's a Saturday. The details is, like I said, it's under Sea-Doo Jake Ride Day #2. Okay, number 2. All right. So check it out. If you're interested, stick your name down that you're going, click that you're going, and in that way you'll have an idea of numbers. But same idea as the Morton. If you were on the Morton Island ride, then you'll probably be well up for his next ride. So yeah, get that one in your diary. 29th of April for Peel Island. Now the details of the venues and the ramps to go from, it will be multiple ramps again, based on the numbers. So yeah, definitely look it up. Okay, so to wrap things up, we're going to finish with Sea-Doo Jake's video, which is his final offering from the Morton Bay the Morton Island ride. It's his full edit, so it does run for about 8 minutes or so. A little bit different from the shorter, brief videos that he would normally do, but it's still entertaining. Some great footage. Soundtrack's great. I love the soundtrack. I love the music on it. But it's very engaging. I like it. All the footage is there. It's a nice looking video. So well done to Jake for that one. So I'm going to finish with that video for you. That'll close out the show. Guys, whatever you're up to over the weekend and over the subsequent days, if you're out on the water, enjoy yourselves, have fun, be safe, look after each other, respect the other riders and people in boats, respect the water and respect the wildlife as well. Take care, look after each other. See you next week.
Good morning everyone, my name's Sea-Doo Jake and I usually make adventure videos, but today we have a special video coming for you. Today is Sea-Doo Jake Ride Day. So put up an event. We're going from multiple ramps today to Morton Island. It's going to be quite the event, quite frankly. We have over 200 people attending today. We have lots of goodies, we have games, we have barbecues going on. It's going to be a hell of a day. So today is going to be a special video. As you probably noticed, it's a much longer video today. So yeah, enjoy different content today. Let's get straight into it. So we made it from Bribey Island to Morton Island. I'm going to do the twisty thing here. Half the group's here, and the other half is almost here.
Wanna move my feet. Wanna drink my wine. 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 Wanna move my feet. Wanna move my feet. Wanna drink my wine. Wanna move my feet. Wanna drink my wine. Wanna drink my wine. Wanna move my feet. 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 Wanna drink my wine.